What's up, everybody? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me? Is the quality better this time? I'm going through StreamYard this time instead of through YouTube, straight through YouTube. So I hope that it looks better this week. Um, second episode of Comic Book Addicts. This week the topic is hitting rock bottom. I'm only going to do a half hour. When I had this planned, I did not know. I haven't really kept up with college football, so my dumbass planned this for the worst possible time, like right when the national championship was going to start. So because of that, I'm going to keep it to 30 minutes this week. I think we can do a good 30-minute live, but the topic is going to be hitting rock bottom. I was going to share my experience with hitting rock bottom with you guys and how I was able to put back the pieces and share some stuff that I picked up this week. I wasn't able to make it to the comic book shop to pick up my books, unfortunately. I was hoping I could make it by today, but I didn't. I do have some other really cool comic book related stuff that I picked up. And but like I said, we're going to do a half hour that way because I'm sure everybody's looking forward to seeing Brian LCS on Between the Lines. We got that coming up, and we also have national championship. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'll start it off with a quote. When you have hit rock bottom and survived, there are very few things in life that can scare you. And my experience with hitting rock bottom can be many different things. It can be ending up in the hospital. It can be becoming homeless, losing your home. It can be losing your family, your loved ones, burning bridges there. It can be going to jail or prison or an institution, or it could be death. And in my case, it was almost death. And what's up, Trev? What's up, Adam? Appreciate you guys jumping in. Gene, Matt, what's up, Matt? But anyways, like I was saying, mine unfortunately it took almost dying for me to decide that I wanted to change my life. And when I was growing up, it started, I smoked a lot of weed, and I had a group of friends, and we all played music. We all hung out, punk rock kids. You either skated or you played music. And that's what we did. And we had fun and a lot of good times, but a lot of bad times. Later on, as I grew up, I experimented, was doing many different things, pretty much anything we could get our hands on. That's kind of how kids in the country are, or the bad ones anyways. There's not a whole lot to do when you live in the country, so you experiment a lot. And you have parties on Friday, Saturday nights, you have bonfires, and you do anything you can get your hands on. So, I was doing anything and everything at a young age already. And but as I got older, having surgeries, I realized that I liked pain pills, and became a pretty hardcore addicted to pain pills and opiates. And, it went on like that for a long time. I don't believe that there is a such thing as a functioning addict. I don't think that they really exist. But if there was a such thing as a functioning addict, I think that it would have been me, because I was able to hold down a management job in retail while being addicted to opiates at the same time. I was still able to keep a job somehow. Thinking back, I don't know how, but I was a horrible human being, so I must have faked it pretty well. When I think, being pretty young, some of the bands I was into, one particular band that got me into music was Nirvana. When I think about Nirvana, I think about Kurt Cobain. And Kurt Cobain was very synonymous with heroin use. Well, back then, it seemed crazy to me that somebody so cool, I can remember being that age and thinking, like, how is he doing heroin? Like, how do you go from just being this normal person to doing heroin? And, I can say, from my experience, for years it was pain pills, and then it got to where you couldn't really find pain pills. And I think I was so far gone in the addiction at that point that I didn't really care as long as I could get that feeling. I still don't know, like I had a close friend ask me one time, what made you go that far with it? And I still don't have a good answer for that. It's just part of the insanity of addiction. Thinking back some of the things that I did, some of the people that I hurt, it's just absolute insanity. And I wouldn't in my right mind do those things. But drugs, they do. Drugs can make you literally insane. And I wasn't too big into meth, but there is a such thing as meth-induced psychosis. But drugs make you crazy, and they feed off of imbalances in your brain, things of that sort. But anyways, somehow I got really bad into pain pills, and I'm dabbling in heroin. I never shot up, thank God, scared of needles, but I was snorting it. My preference was my left nostril for some reason. And my left nostril still to this day runs because of that. But it led, when you get to, when you go from pain pills to a drug like heroin, you're going to very undesirable places, and you're you end up being around some really sketchy, shady people. I remember I was around, just really bad people. I'll just leave it at that. Just really bad people. And I ended up overdosing, and then I was able to be Narcan that time. And then, I got arrested, and then I'm looking at a court date. Like I'm looking at a court date after that, I remember. And I was driving a black Cadillac STS at the time, which I still have. But for years, I was scared to drive it, though, because of the heat that I attracted during my drug use. It looks like a drug dealer's car. It's black with chrome wheels with black accents, really dark black tint. It looks like a drug dealer's car. After I got busted in that car, I quit driving it. I was really scared to drive it. And so I was driving around in my girlfriend's car, which was a Honda Civic at the time. It did not have tinted windows. And I remember the day that I hit rock bottom. This is what it's all coming to, you guys. The day that I hit rock bottom, I had went and I picked up, I'd already been arrested, had a court date for that, and was, probably possibly facing time. I don't know. But I got paid that morning, and, I'm still an addict. I still didn't want help at this point. So I go and I buy a gram of what I'm thinking is heroin from a known gang member. I get to the guy's house. I get it. He tells me straight up, I did not cut this. Be careful. I'm like, okay, and this is another, going back to the insanity of it all. If somebody told me that during my drug use, I'm like, good. I don't want the stuff that's cut. You want, and that's crazy thinking back that I was in that kind of mind state and that I was that kind of person. But I got a gram from him, which is a lot for one person, but I just got paid. And I drove to a Mapco parking lot, and I got gas, went and parked, and I did a bump, and I snorted a bump, and that's the last thing that I remember. And then next thing I know, I'm looking straight up in the sky at paramedics, and then I kind of black out again, and I wake up again, and I'm in a hospital bed, and the nurse explains to me what happens. That they Narcan me. I overheard her saying that they Narcan me. It was like a handful of times. It was a crazy amount of times. But they ended up administering CPR. I had a stranger had found me hunched over the steering wheel of my girlfriend's car, overdosed, and apparently I'd gotten a hold of some fentanyl, and I was hunched over. And the weird thing about it is, if I was in my Cadillac that day, the windows are so dark tinted, nobody would have ever found me. I'd be dead right now. But because I was driving her car, somebody did find me and called, and the paramedics came and all that. Laying in a hospital bed, figured out what happened. My ribs feel bruised. I feel god awful because I've been Narcaned. That's a crazy feeling. I'm hooked up to some machines and stuff. I guess they're running vitals. And at that point, I reached in my pocket, my jacket pocket, and because that's where the drugs were, and the drugs weren't there anymore. So I'm like, shit, okay, the cops found it. That's a lot. I'm already looking at time as it is, and so I'm not about to stick around at this point. I unhook myself, wait on the nurse to go out, and I dip. I dip out of the hospital, out on foot, walking up the road. My glasses were messed up in the wreck, so I couldn't see worth a damn. So I'm blind as a bat, walking down the side of the road. I fled the hospital on foot, and assuming that I had warrants at that time, which come to find out, I had a friend call, and I had 2 outstanding warrants, and that he said that I had, but I still wasn't 100% sure because it's just hearsay. I call a friend who was hanging out with one of my drug dealers. They came and picked me up at a shady gas station, and I went back to the drug dealer's house to get more drugs. After all that happened, I went back to the drug dealer's house to get more drugs. It's just crazy. Which I ended up doing it, and then I ended up just making myself go to rehab after that, because I'm looking at serious charges here, and I've got this court date coming up, and I know that I need help at that time. So I go to rehab about 2 weeks into, I'm doing a 30-day stint at rehab, and about 2 weeks in, I have a court date. But when you have a court date and you're at rehab, they escort you to your court date. They accompany you and everything, and you're getting drug tested on the way out, on the way back in, everything, because you're having to leave. They want to stay with you. So they went with me to the court date. They told me they could pretty much keep me from going to jail on basically anything because I'm trying to get help. It'll look real good with the judge. When I stood up and they called my name, the judge told me to step forward, that I had 2 outstanding warrants. So they went ahead, they took me in front of everybody in the courtroom. They put me in cuffs, took me back. I go straight to jail. The DA, I don't know, had something against me because I had back-to-back arrests. So he's putting a hold on me. I can't even bond out nothing for like so many hours, a couple days. We end up, my brother gets, luckily we have a family attorney that my brother uses because he runs a successful business. So he basically has a lawyer who he talks to all the time. She's an awesome lawyer, and he talked to her immediately. She got it worked out where I could go back to rehab on a furlough to do the rest of my rehab and whatever the judge wants me to do at that point, hopefully not jail time. I end up going back to jail, or the judge orders me to do 60 additional days in a rehab, and then I'll have 2 years probation, 1 supervised, 1 unsupervised after that. So I ended up going back, doing really well in rehab, taking it very seriously because I wanted to change. And then I did an additional 60 days in like a halfway house program where it's still like rehab, but you are allowed to leave and go to work, and you're transitioning back into a normal life. Like I'm doing that and living at a halfway house and also paying rent at a normal place outside of there that my girlfriend lives at, and you know, trying to do both and working and doing really well. And but anyways, the rock bottom for me almost cost me my life. And I felt like when somehow I was able to make it through, and there was a reason for me still being here, and the rehab and the meetings, everything that I took from them, I always wanted to give back to people, and that's why I wanted to do these meetings every Monday evening, for anybody that may be like me, or you know, and also at the same time hanging out and showing comic books and going through that whole deal too, because you know, later on down the road when I got done with rehab and all that stuff, when you get home, you have to learn how to transition into a normal life, and part of that is finding hobbies. To be able to successfully do it is to find healthy hobbies that you have fun and genuinely love. And I had comic books luckily to fall back into, And but that was basically. I know a lot of you guys probably hadn't had a chance to hear my story. I ended up not having to do prison time because I genuinely wanted to change, and the judge saw it. Luckily, I was able to just do the 2 years, one supervised and one unsupervised. But that was my rock bottom. Super lucky to be here. Um, and I have some stuff that I wrote down, and it's all kind of stuff like hitting rock bottom. It was horrible. It was a horrible experience for me. But having done so and came out of it, I see it now as a gift. And I wrote down all these reasons why I think that it's a gift. And so maybe somebody might see this that is going through it, and they're really having it bad. That there is a lot at the end of the tunnel. There really is. It's not just an expression. But I wrote down reasons. First, though, if you guys would, I wanted to do the Serenity Prayer. I'm not real big into prayers, but this is one that I always love. So if you will, please bow your head with me and follow in the Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, just for today. Thank you, guys. And now also something that I wanted to do on a weekly basis, just a 10-second moment of silence. And this is just remembering anybody that we've lost in the last year, the last couple of years in the comic book community, in your own personal life. Anything, can be anybody. But if you would, right now, observe a 10-second moment of silence with me, starting now. All right, thanks, guys. I appreciate that. And I wanted to pick up my comic books this week. It really sucks. Damn it. That sucks that my stand messed up. But it really sucks I didn't have a chance to pick up my comic books, because I really wanted to go through those with you guys. But what I can go through, I recently fell down this Marvel Legends hole that I was trying to avoid falling down, because I knew that it was going to be an expensive one if I did. But I did. I fell down the Marvel Legends rabbit hole, and I picked up a bunch this week. And so even though I didn't make it to the shop, I did pick up these. And I saved the boxes. Some of you guys might be mad at me. I do totally open them, but I save the boxes. I keep them in good shape. But I do want to open them because I want to pose them and put them on a shelf and be a dork. But I picked this one up this past week. Beast, of course. But I picked him up to go with the Dazzler that I already had. So that was the beginning of me falling into the rabbit hole. Here's one that I already had from a long time ago. That's the comic book version of Hawkeye. And then see, I had Dazzler. And there's She-Hulk. I picked her up recently. I didn't pick her up this week. I don't know why I'm showing you guys the old ones. All right, here's the ones I picked up. It's a AIM Scientist Supreme. And the reason I picked him up is because I'm going to grab MODOK, and I want a couple of the AIM Scientists to display with him. But this one's really cool. Check him out, Mr. Sinister. I had to grab him. And also picked up Sleepwalker, who is freaking awesome. David Nakayama did the artwork on the package on the box art for this. But Sleepwalker, the really cool thing about the Sleepwalker figure, you can pose him just like they do his pose on his first solo issue. You can pose him just like that. And also Nakayama did the box art, which I want to show you. I don't know why I didn't leave that out. Let me grab that real quick. So I want to show you guys. Nakayama did a great job on the box art for this. But check that out. Really cool box art on the side there also. But that's really cool. And let's see. here's something I already had, Red Guardian. And I got 2 different Black Widows. One I haven't opened yet, but there's the Scarlett Johansson MCU version. But I have, I got those now. Oh, I grabbed this one. This was, I got this one today because I was upset that I didn't make it to the comic book shop. So I did get this on the way home. And this is the newest Moon Knight. I like that one a lot. That one's really cool. But I want to display all these. I got them because I'm doing shorts on to use in shorts on YouTube and stuff like that. But I want to ultimately do like get some of these stands and do like some cool displays with those. Oh, I also grabbed a new Funko Pop this week. It's She-Hulk in her glittery dress. But I don't know. I initially just wanted the regular She-Hulk, but then when I saw this one in person, the way that it glitters, I don't normally like the glitter ones because it rubs off. It gets everywhere. I just don't like them. But on this one, it's like, I don't know. The glitter looks really good in person. It looks a lot better than I thought the Vision Funko Pop that had glitter on it looked. So, yeah, I grabbed that. Also, oh yeah, I forgot the community news. I suck at this. I put a video on YouTube earlier. It's just a Garbage Pail Kids pack rip. And if you guys like Garbage Pail Kids and you hadn't checked it out, please go check it out if you want to. And let's see. Do I have anything else? I don't think I have anything else currently at this time. Do any of you guys have any news that you want to talk about on here right now so that everybody can hear it? Share it with everybody. Anybody got any cool like shows coming up? Any cool announcements, news, anything like that? Anything exciting going on in you guys' lives? Jimmy G, what you got going on, man? Trev, you got anything going good? Let me know. Share with everybody else so that we can check it out. Who do you guys got in tonight's game, Georgia or TCU? I know around here, you know, I'm in Tennessee, Chattanooga. We are 5 minutes north of Georgia, so everybody's pulling for Georgia here. I, however, hate Georgia with a passion, so I would love to see TCU win personally. Actually, hold on. I grabbed some stuff from Ollie's too. I forgot to show you guys these. These are $5 graphic novels from Ollie's. I picked that up yesterday. Picked that up. Matt said Georgia. Aggressively relaxing says go Dogs. Pick this up. X-Men, Mutants versus Vampires. $5 graphic novels at Ollie's. X-Force Necrotia. I've never heard of that, but $5. Trev said just working on the comic room at the moment. Just got some slab hangers in. Room tour video from all 100. Hell yeah, that's gonna be cool. I look forward to seeing that, Trev. Oh shit. I don't know how, but somehow I hit 500 today. I don't know how many subs will fall off. But somehow I hit 500 today, and I don't know how. I guess I don't know. I do shorts a lot now, and I'm trying to stick to a schedule on videos. So I don't know. But anyways, I ended up hitting 500, so I'll have I just did the 400 giveaway last week. So I really wasn't planning on doing another giveaway soon, but I don't know what, another week, maybe next week or the week after. I'll let you guys know soon. We'll do a 500 subscriber giveaway soon. Hopefully they all stick, but you never know. I might lose 20 tonight and fall back down. But hopefully they stick. I was at 505 when I first realized it, and then I lost the sub and was at 504. I don't know where I'm currently at now. I was at 504 when I started the live though, so Hopefully they stick. But anyways, I wrote down some stuff that coming out of after I put the pieces back together, some good things that can come of hitting rock bottom. And some of the good things are you realize just how far off course you were and that your life choices were simply not sustainable. And it's in those dark moments that your anger and frustration become so great and you declare once and for all to never again accept such mediocrity from yourself. And you're able to seeing your dysfunctional behaviors at the bottom. All your dysfunctional behaviors are revealed. If you never hit your lowest point, the dysfunctions go unnoticed and unchecked. And another one is gaining a fresh perspective. It's the beginning of questioning everything that you've ever thought to be true. The very fabric of your life is turned upside down and examined in raw detail. It's from this point that you would build again from the ground up with a fresh perspective based on your renewed sense of clarity. Self-awareness of bad habits. Your patterns and behaviors become pretty obvious. The triggers that kept you repeating the bad patterns come into focus. Hitting rock bottom for someone like me was not only inevitable, but necessary because those behaviors were not conducive to my growth. Trusting in life. I realized at the bottom that I was in fact not where I thought I was in life. I let ego run the show with grand ideas of what I could do, not knowing and didn't yet have the foundation to do those things. You start to trust life and choose to live in the moment more often. You gain humility. You see that life is not black and white and that you don't know everything. In fact, you realize you know very little. Compassion, you gain compassion. You understand what it's like for people in the depths of despair, shame, guilt, and fear. You can't help but come back with feelings of immense empathy with the human condition. You were able to let go of everything because nothing is working anyway. So letting go of the old creates space for the new. Empty your short box and fill it back up with the stuff that you actually want. Taking responsibility. After hitting bottom, you begin to accept full responsibility for the outcomes of your life, realizing that blaming is futile, complaining gets you nowhere, and that making excuses is for the enlightened. You realize it was you that created all the good and the bad in your life. You dug this hole, you can dig yourself out. The only way is up. Once you hit the bottom and you know that you can't go any lower, you've used that realization as a springboard to push back up to the surface, back into the light. Hitting rock bottom wakes you up to how you were relying on externals to make you happy. Instead of needing outside validation, you begin to trust yourself and start your journey to find your own sense of self, a sense of purpose, and your own validation. This becomes the foundation for a new meaningful life. Gratitude. You become enormously grateful for all that you have from that time forward. It can only get better from here. Simple things become things to treasure. Existence becomes a constant prayer of gratitude to the universe and to yourself for having the courage to move beyond hard times and choose life when you could have chosen otherwise. Once you have explored your darkest depths, you can truly be of service to others who are troubled in this world, successfully building a new foundation from the pieces of a crumbled old one. This is the gift of rock bottom. And I thought long and hard about it over the past week, and that was just kind of some of the stuff that I came up with, some of the positives that I was able to gain in life after after coming back from that. And I'll leave you guys with a couple of quotes, and then I'm just going to wrap it up so we can watch some football and we can check out the Between the Lines. But I thought these were cool, so I wanted to share them with you guys. And also, I really appreciate y'all showing up tonight. But when you have hit rock bottom and survived, there are very few things in life that can scare you. I thought that one was cool. This was from J.K. Rowling, which I thought was cool. Rock bottom became the foundation on which I rebuilt my life. The only difference between stumbling rocks and stepping stones is how you use them. I hit rock bottom a long time ago, but somehow I've managed to dig a little deeper. Success is how high you bounce after hitting the bottom. So, anyways, I thought those were cool and wrote those down to share with you guys. Also, I got a package. I saw Gary B was in here. What's up, Gary B? Thank you for coming. I got a package in the mail from Gary B. I'll be doing an unboxing video. I'll have that coming out Wednesday. But I definitely look forward to opening that and doing the unboxing video and having that for you guys. I don't know what I'll do for the topic next week. If you guys have any ideas for a topic for next week, let me know. Sorry if I bored you to death with my story. I kind of just wanted to reshare it the best that I could remember and the best that I could for people that have never heard it before. It sucks. It kind of makes me feel dirty, honestly. If you want me to share my genuine feelings, kind of makes me feel a little dirty talking about it and thinking about the life that I once lived. A little bit of shame, and I don't know. I get scared that people aren't going to want to like fuck with me on YouTube. To be quite honest with you, I get scared that people are gonna. It's gonna make people refrain from working with me on YouTube and stuff and things like that, or looking at me in a certain way. Because even though I have 3 years clean, yeah, I don't know. I still feel like a drug addict inside sometimes. So that's something that I still struggle with, and that's just me being real with you guys. And it's like, it just goes to show you after 3 years, I still do struggle with things every day. And, but it does get easier. My relationships have gotten better. My relationship with my girlfriend's gotten better. My relationship with my son, like I had a relationship with my son, which I, was lucky if I even came around before, to be quite honest with you. Now me and him are best friends. Just a lot of good, everything good has came from it. So if you struggle with something, I can give you every reason in the world to want to turn it around. It's just kind of something you kind of need to hit rock bottom in your own way to want to change it, because there's nothing anybody could have told me in the world that would have made me change. Just short of prison and death, to be honest with you. And never wanted either one of those things to happen again, and not one. Now that I have a good mind again, I don't want to do that to the people I love. I don't want to do that to my son. I don't want to do that to my girlfriend. What kind of life would they live if I would not have lived through that? And just something to think about. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for the support. Thank you for your continued support, Callie, Durs, Matt, Travis, Brian, fucking Roscoe, fucking Trev, and literally everybody, dude. You're all so fucking awesome. I love all you guys. I hope you'll join me next Monday at 7:30. Hopefully I get better at this. I promise I'll work at it, but I love you guys. Let's go watch some football, and let's go watch Brian LCS on Between the Lines. I think, hopefully, if I'm getting that right and not screwing it up. I love y'all. See you.